I got an idea. Before you plan on moving to Canada, don't come to Canada if you're going to start terrorizing neighborhoods.
Welcome back to Moose on the Loose. My name's David. Today, we've got Doug Ford, who absolutely goes off on the Palestinian protesters. He rips them a new one. That is the only way to describe it. He just goes on a full-blown rant here. We've got this announcement at up there, that word, the V-word facility. There's a new facility, as well as you can see the words up here on the screen. I'm not going to read any of those. There was a very bad event that happened because people from that culture decided to go buy a school and do bad things. Justin Trudeau's first ask, which we're going to glaze over because we don't want to hear him talk. Second up, Doug Ford gives his remarks. Now, to set this up for anyone who hasn't been following the news, simply jumping on X and searching Palestine, Canada, you have protest after protest. This is back in December 2023. Article, protest after protest. This one that says Scotland, Ireland, Germany to France, Cuba, Yemen, Spain, Poland, etc. These protests are everywhere. And while it's bad, that's what's going on there. Having people light these smoke grenades off in Canada, which is not allowed unless you have permission, climbing excavators, breaking the law. Massive protests calling for the genocide of a people in Canada, also illegal. It's been pushing Canadians to their limits. I can't even imagine what it's like to live in Toronto and have drums being hit, chants, megaphones all day, every day, especially if you're doing any sort of work that requires clean audio, voice work, anything like that. Protest after protest. You've got the encampments at the universities. Within these protests, they are just filled with hate. You can't bring that hate to Canada. This is a peaceful nation. The Jewish people of this country are not doing anything to the Palestinians of this country. So to simply go after Jewish people in Canada is ridiculous, just as it would be as ridiculous if Jewish people went after Palestinians in Canada. So Doug Ford has had enough. And this is what he had to say.
For both the Prime Minister and the Premier, you both mentioned off the top using all the resources at your disposal to help protect Jewish communities right now. Can you tell us beyond words, what resources are we talking about? We know that politicians aren't supposed to direct the police. Are we talking about bubble zones to protect community centers, religious institutions? Like what concrete steps is going to happen from each of your governments?
Well, first of all, the significant step that we took a number of years ago was to create the Security Infrastructure Program.
We've done nothing about it. We've actually brought as many people in to cause as much terror in this country as possible. Something to note here. The Palestinians have been chanting outside of Trudeau's office, calling for the genocide of a people of our country. That is highly illegal and warrants immediate deportation, yet he has done nothing. When it comes to peaceful Canadian protesters with bouncy castles, lock them up and trample them with the horses. This is a double standard by Trudeau. Obviously, he doesn't care about Canadians. He only cares about the people he's bringing in because those will be his potential voters.
Well, thank you, Prime Minister. We will throw every single resource. We've increased funding for the police, and we've also given thousands of dollars to places of worship if they feel threatened. But, folks, let's cut to the chase here. What lunatic goes around shooting up schools? Like, that is just unacceptable. Imagine that. Imagine a little kid in a school because they're from the Jewish faith. Someone goes by and starts shooting through the school windows. These guys need to be caught. They need to be punished. They need to be thrown in jail. And I'll tell you, we have zero tolerance for this anywhere in Ontario. And it doesn't matter what race, what creed, what religion you're from. I'd be saying the exact same thing if it was another community as well. But enough is enough. You're bringing your problems from everywhere else in the world. You're bringing it to Ontario, and you're going after other Canadians, as the Prime Minister said. Unacceptable. I got an idea. Before you plan on moving to Canada, don't come to Canada if you're going to start terrorizing neighborhoods like this. Simple as that. You want to come to Canada. You want to be a resident of Ontario. You get along with everyone. I don't care what background, what religion, what race you come from. You know, the diversity is our number one selling tool around the world. We have 110 nationalities here in Ontario, 200 languages being spoken. And guess what? 99% of the people get along. There's wars going all around the world, but we still get along. So all this other nonsense that we've been seeing over numbers and numbers of months, enough is enough. I'm just had it up to here. And guess what? People outside those communities, they've had it too. They aren't used to this happening here in Ontario. I'm done with this stuff.
Yeah. Wow, that is well said. Yes, we are done with this stuff. And I really like how he highlighted that don't bring your hate over here. Don't bring your problems over here. Leave them over there. If you want to fight, go fight over there. Don't fight over here because the people aren't fighting here. The Jewish people are not going around and doing things to the Palestinians here. Not once have I even seen a hate-filled Jewish protest in Canada. It's so one-sided. Do not bring your hate to our country. If you want to have that hate, go back home. Otherwise, learn to live here and learn to live by our rules. This isn't Palestine. Trudeau here, who refuses to do anything because it's his new voter base. The rest of Canada hates him. This is all he's got left. This is a slim chance. He's trying all these new lie tactics. Nothing's working. He tried all these new accelerators, the new budget. Nothing works. Trudeau, you're a liar. We don't like you. Like, get out of office. So Olivia Chow has a few words as well.
And we are conducting safety walks, and we've done one as a pilot, and it works well.
Safety walks, folks. What does that even mean? Is it, you going to paint more rainbows on the ground? Is that going to get the hate to go away?
That help inform places of worships or schools and all places feel a bit insecure, to look at what they have in their surroundings. So whether it's shattered proof glasses.
We don't need to go to those levels in Canada. We're not a culture that is ingrained with the pew-pews like in America. It's just different down there. America, it's like this God-given right, and it is just everyone has one because that's how it is down there. It isn't up here. Up here, it's like hunters and, you know, people like to go fishing and whatever. Like, they might have a pew-pew, but it's not like a culture where every person has one. We never had pew-pew problems in this country before we had all the car thieves, and we didn't have pew-pew problems before we had all the hateful Palestinians coming and chanting in our streets. I think we're getting to the point of saturation where this is no longer allowed. So once again, illegal smoke grenades. There's got to be at least a noise violation for anyone living here who can't sleep, can't work. What if they work a night shift and they're trying to sleep all day? This crap can't exist in our country day after day after day. Once again, I know it's horrible what's going on over there, but terrorizing Canadians is not the solution. Jumping over onto X here, I want to see what other people had to say about this. We've got one posted by True North here. We're beyond that point already. The Liberal government is bringing in more of them. Too late. They're already here and foreign funded. Time for deportation. How about this? Don't come to Canada at all. Why let them come to Canada without sufficient background checks? It's crazy to expect criminals will behave. Also, they cannot be imprisoned and expect taxpayers' money to thrive. Rather, must be deported permanently. Yeah, a lot of people not happy about this. If you watched my previous video with Mark Miller, he basically admitted that they're not requiring police background checks because he said, oh, if you get one from Hamas, then what value is that? So they're not checking the people coming into Canada. So what's the plan? How do we proceed? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Like, strong words are good. It's encouraging, but like, what is the plan? Some of these people are saying that Doug Ford is playing both sides. Not one nod of approval from the Prime Minister while Ford speaks. Wouldn't want to rush losing the Muslim vote. What a loser. Yeah, the guy responsible is standing next to you. Attaboy, Doug, that is exactly 100% correct. Don't back down on that and don't retract it either. You're speaking the damn truth. The best words that Ford ever spoke. There you have it. Most people are very much in favor of what Ford said there. I personally would be up in arms, storming into City Hall and complaining every day if I had to hear that all the time. I highly encourage all of you in Toronto who have to hear that, go do that. Have hundreds of you go in there and let them know how much it pisses you off that you can't get your job done. At what point does the city get sued from people not being able to make a living? This was just a short midday episode, but let's jump into my group here just for a meme or two, see what we got. Did anyone get a good look at Trudeau's face when Doug Ford made comments about the Jewish yeah. So we'll just jump back here for a second. I'll play it in full screen because he's kind of cut off on here.
Zero tolerance for this anywhere in Ontario. And it doesn't matter what race, what creed, what religion you're from. I'd be saying the exact same thing if it was another community as well.
He's thinking about something when you look up like that and you're kind of off at a gaze. He's thinking about how does this affect my voters. I think that's right on the money. I think he's like, oh, I don't think I shouldn't nod in acknowledgement. I'm just going to just look off into space. He's thinking about something there.
But enough is enough. You're bringing your problems from everywhere else in the world. You're bringing it to Ontario. and you're going after other Canadians, as the Prime Minister said, unacceptable. I got an idea. Before you plan on moving to Canada, don't come to Canada if you're going to start terrorizing neighborhoods like this.
It's kind of hard to know, but he was looking down. I wonder if Trudeau was thinking, oh yeah, this was definitely my fault. I've brought all the terror to Canada. Cheers to everyone who does their own research. In the age of information, ignorance is a choice. Yeah. Justin Trudeau, the quicker. I'm not going to read that out, but you guys can see it. When you find out you can't tax people's daylight savings. That's where we're going to end this episode. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Doug Ford's words. I thought it was quite refreshing. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, ring it till all these fools get out of Canada, all these dirty liberals. I'll keep fighting for freedom. I'll see you guys in the next one.